All that shortly. First, to news just coming in. India has slammed the China and Pakistan joint statement, which was issued after the Chinese foreign minister visited Pakistan recently. The two countries mentioned Jammu and Kashmir in that joint statement. India has rejected the reference and has reiterated that Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India. India has also expressed concerns over the China-Pakistan economic corridor, which passes through the Indian territory that has been illegally occupied by Pakistan since 1947. India has warned the two countries and said that they must not change the status quo in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and asked them to cease any such actions. In the past as well, India has criticized the corridor as it passes through Pakistan-occupied Gilgit-Baltistan. In the latest, India slamming the Pakistan-China joint statement, which mentions Jammu and Kashmir. India objects to that reference. Not just that, India has categorically reiterated its stance that Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India. Remember, Pakistan has made a series of failed attempts to try and garner international support on the Jammu and Kashmir issue. Now, in that joint statement released by Pakistan and China, the two countries have also mentioned Jammu and Kashmir, to which India has strongly reacted. It slammed that joint statement that was issued after the Chinese foreign minister had visited Pakistan recently. Now, in that statement, the two countries mentioned Jammu and Kashmir. India rejected that reference and reiterated that Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India. India also expressed concerns over the China-Pakistan economic corridor, which passes through Indian territory that has been illegally occupied by Pakistan since 1947. Not just that, India has warned the two countries from changing the status quo and asked them to cease any such actions. In the past as well, of course, India has criticized the corridor as it passes through Pakistan-occupied Gilgit-Baltistan. In the latest, that's another rebuke that has been issued by India. It has slammed the Pakistan-China joint statement, which mentions Jammu and Kashmir. And joining us for more on that is our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sipul. Share with us more details on what New Delhi has said, Siddhant.
Well, only a strong reaction by New Delhi, and of course New Delhi has raised its concerns over the CPEC, China-Pakistan economic corridor that passes through a territory which has been illegally occupied by Pakistan. And remember, the Chinese foreign minister was in Pakistan for that crucial trilateral, the second trilateral between Pakistan, Afghanistan and China, and he was expected to come to India also, but India had postponed it primarily because of its own reasons. India does not want any foreign dignitary to come from Pakistan directly to India. Part of New Delhi's policy of de-hyphenization between Islamabad and New Delhi, but also we saw the Chinese foreign minister visiting Nepal. But talking about the visit of the Chinese foreign minister, both the sides talked about the recent developments by New Delhi on changing the special status for Jammu and Kashmir. This has been raked up by both Islamabad and China. We know that it was a China-led initiative at the United Nations Security Council on 16th of August to rake up Kashmir and try to internationalize it. Of course, it was backed by Pakistan. The letter was sent by the foreign minister of Pakistan, but it failed majorly because of the allies. India's allies did not support it, which included Russia, UK, France and US. But by and large, the statement which has come from New Delhi shows that New Delhi will be raising concerns and will be very aggressive if someone, whether it's Pakistan or whether it's China, rakes Kashmir, whether it's through their bilateral visits or whether internationally. Also, we know that in a short while from now, the foreign minister of Pakistan will be speaking at the United Nations Human Rights Commission. But India is also ready. India has its full plan ready. India will be speaking. It will be also replying to what the foreign minister of Pakistan will be saying in Geneva. So by and large, we have seen how New Delhi has been going aggressive whenever Pakistan has been trying to rake up Kashmir internationally.
Absolutely, a series of failed attempts, and as Siddhant is telling us, India and Pakistan are all set to face each other at the United Nations Human Rights Council today. We're going to leave it there for the moment, Siddhant, but telling our viewers a little bit more about what is expected to pan out over the next few hours at the UN Human Rights Council. Pakistan plans to once again rake up the issue of Jammu and Kashmir in an attempt to internationalize the matter. Pakistan had been desperately trying to gain support from individual countries after India abrogated Article 370, but Pakistan failed to secure any third-party intervention. This would be Pakistan's latest attempt to get the human rights body to criticize India for imposing certain restrictions in Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan has sent its Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi to the 42nd session of the UNHRC, which is taking place in Geneva. He is accompanied by the Pakistan Prime Minister's Special Envoy, Tehmina Janjua, and the acting permanent representative of Pakistan to the United Nations. Qureshi is expected to speak at around 3 p.m. IST in just about 50 minutes from now, and India will have the right of reply at 3:30 p.m. IST. India maintains that the abrogation of Article 370 is its internal matter. India has sent its High Commissioner to Pakistan, Ajay Bisaria, who, remember, has been expelled by Pakistan, and also Vijay Thakur Singh, to reiterate its stance. India will also be asserting its well-articulated position that restrictions were put in place to save human lives. India is also expected to highlight how cross-border terrorism sponsored by Pakistan has impacted Jammu and Kashmir over the years. The Indian Prime Minister told several world leaders that India's move is aimed at ensuring all-round economic progress and social development of the people of Jammu and Kashmir. Russia, France, the UK, the US, the UAE and Sri Lanka have all recognized India's decisions on Jammu and Kashmir as its internal matter. They've said that this is strictly India's internal matter. They've said that any issue on Jammu and Kashmir should be resolved bilaterally between India and Pakistan. Last month, India was able to thwart a joint China-Pakistan initiative to rake up Jammu and Kashmir at the United Nations Security Council. This was on the 16th of August. Islamabad wanted an emergency session and a consultative meeting on Jammu and Kashmir at the UNSC, but Russia, France, the UK and the US backed India at the consultations, and Islamabad did not get a formal meeting that it had demanded. This was a big diplomatic victory, to say the least, for India at an international forum.